Hello and welcome to the Where's My Thing podcast, where we help you find your thing,
as well as help us find our thing,
in this exciting world. In today's episode, we want to talk a little bit about how we're currently running the business, what's going on behind the scenes, where we get our moolah from, and what we're planning in the future. Should be a good one, so stick around. So yeah, today we're going to talk a little bit about where our content is posted, where the money comes from, what we're good and bad at, how we're hoping the podcast will help this as well, and our long-term plans. My name is Matt Esley, by the way. It's a pleasure to have you here. And with me I have
Rob Harvey,
who is going to be my co-host with this. And let's just get stuck into it, shall we? Let's get stuck into it. So currently, what are we doing at the moment, Rob?
We are sitting and talking about doing a podcast. Yes, we are.
We
are also producing content for YouTube, creating websites, and multiple channels on YouTube at the moment.
Multiple channels, yeah. We've started diversifying where our content is posted in order to make it more... people can dip in and out of certain content here and there without having to commit to it all on one channel.
So what does that exactly mean?
So on the current channel... when was it? It would have been August. We were just dumping everything there.
Everything and anything went on the main channel.
Yeah, so it was our daily live streams and these sort of jokey videos that didn't really meet with the current brand of what we were trying to get from the main channel.
Yeah,
just anything and everything. It was a bit of a dumping ground, and we got a little bit of not too much flack from it, but we felt a little bit disorganized by doing it, didn't we?
Yeah, and arguably the results for doing so were very little. We didn't really get anything out of it. We didn't see a return on subscribers. We didn't see a return on our time, essentially. This is all on the Matt Esley channel, by the way. This is primarily on Matt's stuff. And we realised it was time for us to split things apart a little bit.
Yeah, so we've now split things from the main channel, which is where the primary woodworking videos will go, things like big projects and maybe tool reviews and stuff like that. We've got that one, and then we've split certain things off onto the Matt Esley 2 channel, which will be our daily live streams and also some of our more jokey, less serious videos that we just want to film but don't want to post them on the main channel. And then we've got another channel, the Free Online Woodworking School, which we have just started. Currently it has nothing on it.
But 2,500 subscribers.
Which I think is quite a good accolade.
That's not a bad start, is it?
Yeah, so we got that many subscribers, and our aim with that channel is to make that purely tutorial focused.
Yeah, and long format videos.
Long format videos, I forgot about that. Yeah, because there's a whole other reason behind that, which we might cover in a future episode, I guess, just because we want to talk about we can talk about how YouTube and stuff works in that future episode. Yeah. So that'll be a good one for us to talk about then. But for now, it's about where content is posted and all that. So we've got YouTube. That's quite a good one.
Sorry, you did forget one channel.
Oh.
We do have another channel. Name the channel, Matt.
It's the Babinga Boys.
Look. At the end of the day, we want to make gaming videos. I think that's all anyone ever wants to do on YouTube.
That's all we've ever wanted to do.
Yeah. No, it's not about the woodworking. It's not about helping anyone out learn anything. It's just play games and hope people will pay you for it.
It's the lifelong dream.
But yeah, we're sort of experimenting in different avenues with different formats, and hopefully you're going to get something out of this just by the diversification that we're trying, even on one platform.
Yeah, I mean, there was actually a time in August where we started posting our gaming videos on the main channel.
Did we really?
Well, we did the live stream of the Minecraft thing on the main channel, yeah.
Oh, and dear.
It's, imagine this woodworker guy in America who's wanting to learn all these videos, and then all of a sudden he turns on one day and we're playing Minecraft and I'm jumping into pools of lava.
I don't think we ever saw the analytics on that. I think at the time we tried to check it, it was still processing because the live stream was so large.
Yeah, we got things quite wrong back then, and I think that was probably the moment we thought, we should probably split this off.
Yeah, which is fascinating because it feels like so much has changed and it's been so little time.
Yes.
Which is why I think this podcast really is going to help, because you might think, oh, these guys have been doing it for a really long time. They noticed it years ago, these different methods. No. It was 4 or 5 months ago. we decided, let's look at the analytics, let's have a think about what we're doing, and actually pre-plan our content.
Exactly. Previously, it was just sort of throwing things at the wall and seeing what stuck. Actually, we didn't even see what stuck. We just kept throwing things at walls. There you go.
And most of the time, we missed the wall.
Yeah, exactly. We throw non-sticky objects at walls as well, and miss them.
Oh God.
Yeah, we've only just started looking into things, and this podcast was one of the results of that. We had these sort of conversations, and we wanted to split those off as well to people who are interested without throwing it in everyone's faces and therefore reaching no one.
Exactly. So we've got the YouTube area of things. The podcast is arguably going to start covering Spotify and iTunes, all that sort of thing, because at the end of the day, it's regardless to whether you've seen Matt's channel before or even my channel, it's more about trying to get more people to just sort of notice your name. It's what is that name
Diversification.
What? We can't keep using diversification as the word. It's literally just about getting your brand out there.
Yeah.
For whatever platform is necessary.
Distribution.
There you go. Let's use that
to
funnel it into the primary revenue sources, essentially.
Yeah, essentially, and that's YouTube as a. YouTube is our primary thing, but then we've got these other things that are like satellites off that, aren't we?
Exactly, yeah. So let's get into a few of those now. So we got the YouTubes, got the podcasts. What else have we got?
So we touched a little bit on this in the intro, what we're good and bad at, and I think this falls into the latter. Instagram.
It's a fascinating platform because alongside YouTube, that has adapted and evolved over time so much. I mean, even just recently, they've moved the blooming post button to the top of a screen and replaced it with a shop button.
That's doing my nut. That is doing my absolute nut.
Yeah?
Yeah, whenever I try and post a story, whenever I try and post things, not I do often.
Yeah.
But when I do...
You're suddenly shopping.
Can't find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm shopping.
Yeah. It's a weird choice, but clearly they like us the monies. So they've done it for that reason.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, Instagram, interesting platform, as Rob said. For some reason, we find it much easier to plan, create, edit, and post entire videos than we do simply taking a photo and uploading it to Instagram.
Oh my God, that's so true.
I think about this often.
Wow.
It's like, how can we not do this?
I mean, during the online school stuff, I remember uploading 30-minute, 40-minute episodes. The Shed was 30-minute episode. The Desk was 35-minute episode. Those were easy peasy. You try and upload a photo and you think, no, is the colour... Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that going to match my grid? Is anyone going to want... What hashtag should I use? And it just becomes a nightmare.
I'll tell you what, a lot of it is actually trying to match the grid for me.
I've given up.
Yeah.
I've entirely given up because I don't think I've got enough objects at the moment to take photos of to have a consistent theme.
Yeah, I don't know. I look at everyone else's and they're like, that grid looks good.
Yeah, just for colours. They've got a colour scheme. And honestly, I've tried to think of a colour scheme before. This was years ago.
Yeah.
Me and Zach, my business partner at Wayside Productions, we tried to create a scheme in advance for our Instagram account. Didn't stick to it.
No.
Did about 6 posts and then suddenly, this one doesn't work if I just colour it orange.
Well, also this workshop, we're dealing with such difficult lighting here, and so like we've got the purple lights behind the workbench, we've got the cold blue lights coming through from the windows, we've got the warm lights of the filming lights that we use for our videos,
and the LED main lights from above.
The LED, like, it's so difficult to get that constant theme going to the point where I think that is partially what puts me off.
There's a bit of that. So arguably we should do some research into this.
Yes.
I think this is one of our moments during the podcast where this is us needing to learn something, and by learning we're going to have to do a bit of research, look at other people's accounts, and not just that, see if there are any sort of books and stuff available to how to create this sort of content.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big reason why I want to do Instagram more as well, because the community there is...
Oh, it's incredible.
I would say it's much more linked with content creators knowing each other on Instagram. YouTube seems to be content creator to viewer, whereas Instagram is that, and also content creator to content creator as well.
It's a tighter knit group, it seems.
I would say so. It's a lot easier to look at people's content on there because you're just scrolling through it all the time, whereas a YouTube video, you got to commit to watching it, and it's hard to know what people would do, keep up to date with other people's things. Whereas it's far easier to just get invested in other people's things on Instagram. And it's why I think content creators are so good at tying together on there.
Yeah. Well, I think it comes under that same branch of people have the shorter and shorter attention spans. So you've got just images to scroll through. Literally, if you find somebody who has a nice image, you click on their profile, and suddenly you know everything about them within about 2 minutes of scrolling back through their lives.
Yeah.
And I think that's what creates this tighter-knit community faster than YouTube ever could. But before we get too in-depth into that, we've got a little bit sidetracked. We got the YouTubes, we got the podcasts, we got the Instagrams. It's all there. It's all there. Don't you judge me.
The tubes.
Yeah. Well, what else have you got?
Twitter.
Yeah. Let me just categorise then the fact that Twitter and Instagram are not revenue streams.
No.
By any means.
No.
I keep on giving you a prompt to list a revenue stream, and you keep choosing things that isn't that.
I'll just go, I don't know.
You're just going through all of it. It's your life backstory. Okay.
I'll talk about Pinterest next.
No, we don't need Pinterest. Okay, you get your ideas from there. I've covered it. Next one.
What have we got? We have got... Oh, blimey.
Patreon. Let's grab that. Let's grab that out of the bag.
Patreon. That's quite a fun one. We've got some plans for that, haven't we?
Yeah, exactly.
So Patreon, basically where very kind people will donate to the channel to keep us afloat, and is also where we have a few extra benefits for those generous people as well.
And this isn't a plug. We're not plugging the fact that Patreon's a thing that you should be going to and donating to us, although that would be rather lovely. It's more about that is a potential income stream for creators and people just trying to get their name out there. I don't know, it's sort of who have more of a name than a product to begin with.
Yeah,
if that
I'd say
makes sense.
so. Yeah, it's just people investing in, they trust in this person to... They just want to invest early and help them get off the ground, like a Kickstarter kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And it's more about, I guess, from your perspective originally, the entertainment value that you provided, or informative entertainment value that you provided, hence why people donated into that. So, I mean, it's a decent revenue stream so far, especially with the way that we've been... or you've been adapting it to include discounts and early access to all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, that's it. It's not necessarily incentives to get more people there. It's more thanking people who are currently there. We're looking to expand on that in the future with the way that the channel format's slowly changing over time, referencing what we spoke about earlier. Let's move on to the next, shall we?
Cool. Yeah, let's do it.
So we have got affiliate marketing is one of them. Now, this covers a few different areas. Affiliate marketing essentially is recommending products in return for moolah. It's got a little bit of a bad rep, I would say, over the years.
Yeah, well, I think it's only got a bad rep because people have suddenly realised that every link they've ever clicked on from any creator is actually just money.
Yeah.
Essentially, at the end of the day. And I don't think... It's weird. People clicked on them before without a second thought. And now, because it's law to say it's an affiliate link, people are becoming more aware of it,
disclose
and thus are distrusting the taste of that influencer.
Yes, yeah, and it's... I don't know, I think it's quite easy to think that way. You think that they're just peddling products that they get the biggest commission on, and...
I'm sure some of them are.
Some of them do, yeah, some of them will. Just to be clear, we don't.
No.
Everything that we currently post on this channel is stuff that I have used before or have been in... I'm very much aware of and I trust of the product. And so, yeah, affiliate, it's sometimes you can get sort of a payment of maybe up to 10%, but in our area at least. Yeah. I've heard of it being up to 50% for some digital products, but usually, I know, it's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, like 10% for most things. So we've got things that fall under that. Most of the Amazon products that you click on in my description, or across my website or something like that, usually affiliate links. Amazon are stingy with that. They've cut their rates again.
Really?
Yeah, it's like down to 1% on some things.
Wow.
Yeah, which is fun.
So these affiliate links, essentially getting money for recommending products to people who otherwise might not have bought the product. This is less of a focal stream because it reaches all of the platforms. You could be putting these affiliate links onto YouTube, you could be putting them onto Twitter, you could be putting them onto Amazon. Sorry, Amazon? That's the wrong place to put them. Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, it reaches all of these things, and it's this passive income that just runs in the background rather than something that you have to generate content for.
Yeah.
You could add it to previous videos or previous content if it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think we've spoken about any affiliate products in a few months now, have we?
No.
I haven't checked my income, but yeah, it's just one of those things that people watch the old videos, like the dovetail tutorials and stuff, and there's a fret saw that I use in that. They click on the link from a video posted 2 years ago, and you get a little bit of moolah from it, which is quite nice.
Yeah, it just ticks over in the background.
Yeah, so affiliate marketing's a pretty cool one, and that, yeah, obviously that's on Amazon primarily, but then we've got a few other areas as well. The Cat's Moses Dovetail Guide, I'm currently an affiliate for that, and I get a 10% commission from that, which is quite nice. We've got Axminster, recently became an affiliate for them, which
Very
is
nice.
Awesome. Worked for them for 5 years. It's about time I started getting a bit of money back for it.
Hey, I mean, what's impressive is you got them to make the blooming affiliate program.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be so beneficial to them as well. So
without a
beneficial.
doubt.
I don't know if they spread it to anyone else, but yeah.
Which is a really quick aside then. If you're a business operator and you've got products that you want to get out into the world, influencers are a fantastic option for that with that whole affiliate link thing. So make sure you got a great product.
Yep.
Make sure the person you're sending it to is actually going to use the product, because you want genuine influencers. You don't want someone who's going to take your money, advertise your product, and then never mention it again. You want someone like Matt who's going to enjoy your product enough that you just mention it at any given second you use it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's, I don't know, I guess people want to protect their upside on things, but let's say you're putting 40% profit on certain things. Someone would be happy with 5 or 10% of that. You're making 30%. It is such a good way of getting products out there.
Well, that's it. Literally, you sell one more than you otherwise would have done, and that's still a profit.
Yeah.
It's like it's win-win-win across the board. There's not a single loss to generating this affiliate program for your company.
No, it's all results driven. You can put all your efforts into marketing and pay for banners and stuff like that, and if it didn't work, you still got to pay for it.
Yeah.
If you give it to someone else to promote, well, if they don't perform, they don't get paid.
That's it.
It's win-win, and that was part of the argument I used for Axminster. It wasn't an argument; it was a pitch.
Yeah, no, and I think I'm sold.
Yeah,
I'm sold.
Instantly on that, is you can't lose.
Do you want 10% for selling my music books?
Nope.
Damn it.
I said good product, Rob. So we got that. And we have got Surrey Timbers, which is another one. Surrey Timbers, lovely little sawmill sort of towards the Guildford area. Not a sawmill, timber supplier. And they currently supply the project packs for the free online woodworking school that we referenced earlier. So with this free school, one of the big questions I had was, cool, you've got all the tutorials, where do I get timber from? And we thought about it for a while, and we figured out that actually we could get a timber supplier to machine up this stuff and send it out as just a delivery to these people who want to do it pre-machined, pre-sized and everything. And Surrey Timbers, with their huge selection of stuff, we just thought, hey, let's get them on it.
That's
be perfect.
just so awesome.
And they're quite central as well. They're quite close to London. I know a lot of people in London don't have space for machines and stuff, so absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it makes so much sense.
And so, yeah, when we sell a project pack, we get a little bit of commission from that, and that obviously falls under the whole affiliate thing. They take most of the profits because they do most of the work, and we just take a little cut because people often chuck stuff on the orders as well as the project packs that they order. So
yeah, exactly.
It's a win-win for us both.
Little bonuses in there. So I think does that cover?
Yeah, I mean, with the YouTube, we get paid on YouTube via the ads at the start of videos. There's, we didn't really explain that much, but
we'll get into that more in depth, I think, in a later episode.
Yeah.
Just because otherwise we're going to be stuck on that. So we had as focal income streams, you've got YouTube with the ads. You've got your website with the products on it.
Yep.
And you've got Surrey Timbers, you've got the affiliate links from Amazon, which is sort of this overarching thing, and your Patreon. And so there's nothing in there that's more than what? I don't know, 30-40% of your income?
No, not at all.
It's all diversified across the board. If one goes away, then you still got the other ones to keep you afloat.
Yeah. The other one, I guess, is website like products and things like that. So we've got the Market Knives, we've got the digital downloads and things like that. Tell you what, digital downloads, brilliant product. I
mean, that's just a win-win again, isn't it?
Especially with plans. I drew them to actually make the project itself.
Yeah, and you already had them.
Yeah.
I tell you what, really quick aside, I've just noticed, or the other day, Alex Steele on Instagram is promoting paperweights.
Paperweights?
Paperweights. He's selling paperweights.
Yeah.
He's selling sawdust. Yeah, essentially. He has made, clearly, some hammers,
Yeah.
which haven't met quality control.
Yeah.
Now it's just selling them as paperweights. The head of them is now just a paperweight, and he's still making the money off of stuff that doesn't quite do it.
Aside from that,
How clever is that?
I don't understand paperweights. Who's working in a windy environment like that? Seriously, who needs a paperweight? Is it for those desk fans that rotate and it blows all? In which case, just take it off rotate mode.
I mean, you make a very valid point. I'd never thought about that, but impressive nonetheless.
Very impressive.
I just thought that was very cool. It's a very similar vein to you were already making the plans, thus why not sell them?
That's true. I like that.
Yeah, didn't make any more effort there. They were already making their products. They didn't meet quality control. I'm only guessing, by the way. I don't actually know that. I'm just assuming that's how it works.
Quick disclaimer.
Yeah, exactly. And then selling it for profit. And if people want a paperweight, if they want a bit of Alex Steele's merchandise, they don't do a bit of blacksmithing, but they'd like something like a tool. What a great way of getting something that you want from them.
Absolutely. I think it's important to say why we're sharing this kind of thing with you. Obviously, the point in this podcast is to help you find your thing and us find our thing.
Yeah.
And so by that, we mean help you sort of grow some sort of business or side hustle or something like that, whatever you want to call it. And these are the ways that we're currently doing it. But we're also very much aware that we are still learning how to do this, which is why we say how we find our thing. And so we know there are people out there who are very knowledgeable on this kind of thing. Jonathan Katz-Moses off the top of my head, I've had a few conversations with him. Holy moly.
Thank you.
He knows his stuff.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff. And he's that typical risk-oriented, not entrepreneur, he is a pure
risk-reward, that whole system.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. I spoke to him the other day and I sort of had a few concerns about things. He's like, no, done this before. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And so we are sharing this kind of thing to kind of be a little bit vulnerable. So if any of you have experience in this kind of thing, you might want to share and help, because I think the channel's growing and it will be growing a lot quicker with the new format of the videos we're planning. But I would say the business side of things, very new to both of us, and scaling that is...
Yeah, it's like, how do you do it?
Yeah.
How do you do it?
It seems the more income streams we generate, the more work we have to do, which makes sense, but then it seems to be the opposite for people who know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
They make these more streams, which then requires less effort.
Yeah, because they've I don't know, they've just got processes and all this sort of stuff in place.
Yeah.
That just work for them. Whereas we're like, let's do everything ourselves, one by one, and just see how it goes. I mean, I've always sort of looked at your business and thought, Jesus, you're like so far ahead making these things. And then I'm like, okay, I'll just start at my business. How's that going? And then you hear about Katz-Moses, and I realise we're in the 0.001% of starting anything.
Yes.
And you hear about these top people, and it's bonkers.
I heard an interesting thing once where it's you work for your business. I'm not going to quote this right. Basically, it's something like if your business can run without you there, then your business is working for you. If your business does not work without you there, then you're working for your business.
To be fair, that's probably what the quote was, because that sounds pretty good to me.
You're a slave, and that's the same with us. We can stop posting stuff on YouTube, and a lot of it is what we call evergreen. We post it, and then it kind of lives on, and people click the links and things like that. But eventually, YouTube will see that you're not really doing stuff, and it will just get buried in the algorithm. Yeah. And so, although we've got a little bit of a buffer compared to more traditional businesses, it's still one of those things that if we left any of it unchecked, we would just get buried.
And I think one of the most important things there is, just because YouTube's massive doesn't mean it's going to perpetually exist.
No.
So we're at the whims of them existing to get this income stream, thus the diversification across the board. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, again, you look at these more, if we reference Alex Steele again, he's taking all this time off now. He's back in England.
Yeah.
He's got a whole team of stuff running things in the US. He's got people making videos for him in the US.
Yeah.
He has that time to... He's obviously making videos in the UK now, but he could technically just sit back.
He could do.
But
I'm sure it'd drive him nuts.
Yeah, he won't. But he could, and that's the kind of thing. Scaling, man.
Yeah.
we're not looking for anything big. We just want to sit back a bit, man.
But yeah, just want a little less of the eye twitching from the stress.
Yeah.
I've had that. Last 4 days, my eye's been twitching non-stop, and I'm like, I'm not stressed. I just have an endless list forever on my mind.
Exactly.
And just one day that might go away.
Yeah, it's a completely new territory for us, and of course there's an element of risk with it all as well. You can put your money into investing into growing it and things, but where do you start? Where do you start?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why we're sort of creating this podcast. We're creating this for our own accountability. We want to voice our concerns. We want to hear back from you if you've had previous experience with this. We want to get guests on who are, to be honest, who are starting up and facing their own problems, or who have already started up and are utter geniuses, and we can learn a lot from, because that would be absolutely wonderful for both our benefit and yours.
Yeah, and we plan on getting some more formal teaching for this as well.
Yeah.
I've spoken a little bit about business mentors and stuff to Rob, and possibly getting them in every now and then. And, you know, when they teach us things, we will obviously be sharing it with you guys.
Yeah.
And, again, we'll also be accountable to both them and you, the listener.
That's it. It's this whole feeling of accountability that just overarches everything. If you don't have a reason to do something, it's never going to get done. Mm-hmm. And often having a teacher or somebody who's just going to slap you on the back of the wrist for not getting it done is enough to get it done.
Yeah, I always picture that sort of questioning eye that people give you, like, why haven't you done it? I'm like, because I was busy.
I hate it. I hate it.
You know what I mean?
I was a piano teacher.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still technically a piano teacher, just not in as much of a format. And almost every week, I don't know what this says about my teaching abilities, but every single week, I'd come to a student's class, be like, so how much practice have you done this week? I'd say, well, I didn't really get a chance to. And I'd be like, so what have you done instead? With this grin on my face, because I know full well you just sat in front of a TV too much. No kid is working from the moment they get home from school to the moment they sleep.
No. Are you talking about me?
Yeah, I should be talking about you. Sorry, how long ago did we start the piano lessons?
What?
But yeah, it's funny because they won't think anything of it because they lie to absolutely everyone. Their kids, their teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah, their kids. No. Their friends, their teachers, their parents, just absolutely everyone. But as you get older, just you see through it, don't you? Mm-hmm. You just see through every little bit of that. And then you realise that people can do it to you as well.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, people are way more knowledgeable and further ahead than you.
Yeah.
They can just see right through you because they've been there themselves, obviously. I'm not sure you're ever born with this thing. You just learn how to be maybe accountable to yourself.
Yeah. And that's difficult. We're young. We're reckless.
It's habit forming as well, though, isn't it? Like we have a habit of making videos and posting them and all that, but we don't have the habit of just taking a photo and putting it on Instagram.
Yeah, and we don't have a habit of looking at the analytics.
Going back to the business owners and things, you hear of all these people starting multiple businesses because it's just a habit.
Yeah,
they've got this habit of, right, I've got this idea, cool, right, how do I get that? I don't know any of it, to be honest. I'm just going to quite out my ass here, but you get the team, you grow the product, you market it, and then you put it out there, and then cool, right, move on to the next, and it's just
sell it.
Yeah.
Start over with more money in your pocket to have a better start on the next one.
Same with property investors and stuff like that. They just know their kind of thing. We're still talking about this sort of based around making as much money as possible. No, we're talking about this more of we just want to have it work for us kind of thing and be able to sit back and relax and do things.
Yeah, and I don't know even if sit back is the right thing. It's more about being comfortable with what we're doing, so that there's less doubt in every process.
Yes, yeah.
It's the doubt that is difficult to deal with.
Yeah.
And the more we experiment, hopefully, the more we're going to learn.
Yes.
And the more you're going to learn too, because we're going to experiment and tell you every single failure.
That's a nice little segue into the long-term plans for the channel. A lot of people listening to this will be interested in starting their own thing, and I think a lot of it is it's maybe working backwards from what your end goal is. And so it's all very well saying, I want to start doing this. It's like, cool, start doing that, but what's your end goal? For me, the reason I started doing YouTube, I don't think I looked far enough into the future, to be honest. You wanted
to get famous, I know this. That's all you wanted.
I wanted money, I wanted the Ferraris. No, I wanted to start this channel because I wanted to I wanted to just be able to do woodworking to enjoy it rather than as a job.
Yeah.
Rather than jump into industry and worry about every single second and meeting client expectations and not necessarily deadlines, not making things that I necessarily wanted to make. That was the reason I got into this, and is why I started things, filming videos, because I wanted to get into the teaching side of things.
So you started making the shed, the sort of thing you like to make, the mezzanine floor, the sort of thing you like to make.
Yeah, maybe we strayed a few times. Yeah, that's where it becomes a bit more like a job.
Yeah.
But I started this with that in mind. I wanted to do something that I love doing, and that has worked out. It's obviously got more of the work element in it now, but I still really enjoy it, and I have no doubt that I enjoy this far more than what I would do if I was working in industry.
Yeah.
Haven't got quite the experience as some of my friends now do, coming from the same university. Damn, they know their stuff now. I'm like,
oh, really?
I can cut a dovetail still. But yeah, that was why. But longer than that, it's kind of like, well, I'm there now. I enjoy this. I'm doing it. I'm making money from it. I can pay rent. That's cool.
That's always a good start.
That is a good start. And now it's like, well, right, where now?
Yeah, you're
where
lost.
now? Yeah. And so that's kind of where we're creating this goal now in the future of we want it to kind of work for us and be more passive than it currently is. And we're not talking like we want to completely disappear and replace us with equivalents that run the channel for us.
There'll be no one. No one who can match us.
No, not at all. We just want things behind the scenes to kind of build up and generate and tick away without our maintenance, while we can still be at the forefront of it and be on your screens.
A little bit more freedom to what we do.
Yeah, exactly. So
what are the long-term plans, Matt?
Long-term plans, firstly, we need to sort out the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Which is what we sort of spoke about, changing the format of the videos, make it a little bit more YouTube friendly. Yeah,
that's a good way of putting it.
Which we will, of course, we'll discuss that in a future episode, what that actually is, because we've been getting it a bit wrong recently. So we've got that. We've got a few of the products and stuff like marking knives. Mm-hmm. Those are currently in I can't say too much, but they are
at an interesting stage.
Yeah, we've got things cropping up left, right, and centre that are kind of trying to causing us to want to speed that up as well. But we want to get that as something that's out there, passive, being sold, so that I can focus less on making them.
Yeah.
And spending days on end tapping grub screw holes, and actually just making more videos.
Oh, I hate the packaging. Mm-hmm. That's dreadful.
Yeah. So that's a long-term plan in terms of the product side of things and the YouTube side of things. But I'd say sort of more philosophically than that, it's just, being a bit more free with things, not having to worry too much about money, and making more of like just helping more people, I think. Yeah.
It's never been about getting rich. It's always been about just having that less stress, being able to become a little bit more of a voice of experience, just so that we feel comfortable with what we're doing enough to the point where we can teach others.
Yep.
And we've both come from a teaching situation. I mean, Matt's literally a woodworking teacher. I'm essentially a music teacher. It's enjoyable doing that stuff. Less enjoyable when you're wondering where your next... It's not wondering where your next meal is coming from, but wondering where if the money coming in is going to pay for all the things you need to get to fund everything else.
And if it's going to sustain and all that kind of thing.
That's it.
Every month I look at the income that's come in and I'm like, that was pretty good. Oh, is it going to happen next month though? I'm not going to top this.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't, and you think, oh no, it's on the decline. We're doomed.
I've peaked.
We're doomed. And that's the sort of stress we don't need.
Yeah.
It's like, I just want to focus on the woodwork side of things.
Yeah.
And just have other things sort of keep it afloat in the background. And that's both professionally and also with life as well, with regards to money. You just get it in, somehow invest it in certain things that make you money, and then you can just live life off the returns from that, rather than...
It's so frustrating. I realise that money is literally the one thing that purely exists in life for everyone to always aim for.
Yeah.
But it's just so frustrating how much it's on the forefront of everyone's mind, when in reality everyone would actually rather be doing something else.
Yeah.
They don't want to be making money, they just want to be comfortable somewhere else doing something else. Mm-hmm. And it's just stressful. I'm stressed now.
So that, Rob, is why it's worth making money doing something you love.
There we are.
Which is what this podcast is about. Segways.
Oh, look at that go.
Segways.
Oh, very nice.
So that's how we run our business. If
Yep.
you've got any ideas on scaling or you've got any experience of this yourself, let us know in the comment section. We still don't really know where that comment section is, but you can get hold of us on social media or whatever and let us know. And just, bit of advice or something like that. And if you found this episode was a little bit inspiring for you and you want to start something as a result, let us know as well. We're working both sides of the spectrum of this. We want to help people start up and we also want to better ourselves.
Exactly.
So anyone, and if you're in the same spot as well, maybe we want to get you on.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Indeed.
Have a fantastic week, and we'll
Please
see
do.
you next time where we're going to talk about one of the other subjects here. We'll keep it a surprise.
Were you disappointed with your subjects you brought up when you scrolled down?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
All right. On that lovely note,
See ya.
see you next time.